The higher the ego, the bigger the egos fall. And there are some things that are without human testimonies that quote unquote energetic laws, end quote, will facilitate and move through not just the people of the planet, but the environment of the planet. Because when I say the higher the ego, the bigger the egos fall, that happening, on some ancient shit, it's already been, it's a thing without the human mind, right? There are things happening without the human mind, and I'm not trying to like condescend or make anybody feel bad. I'm just on a different fixation and alignment with a different mission of truth, and that mission of truth propels me. And the 3D polarization schematics being what they are, they respond accordingly to their levels of detriment and polarization, pretty much. So when I'm saying all these things, I'm not saying it to make anybody feel bad. I'm just saying this is what it is. That's what's happening. This is how people have a relationship with from the truth, how they shy away from the truth, how they don't know what the real truth is, and how they have how they could be kind of like pretty much distorted, have a distorted relationship with the truth, and a distorted reaction with the truth. What the hell? There's okay. There's a setting that was going on right there. So just as a little quote, the higher the ego, the bigger the egos fall. So when I say that, it's like we're gonna go through that shit. Cause all of us, when we're young and like rampant and all energetic and like all like I could take on the world and shit, that ego only lasts so long, right? Because there's a give and take with the fucking universe. It's giving you that shit respectively, and now it's gonna quote unquote take end quote, and without the human mind, it's gonna call it back. That which it gave you, it's gonna call it back. So that's why like 2025, it's not even just 2025, just low key without the calendar too. It's like throughout life, everyone's gonna go through the lesson where their ego could get crushed. So 2025 could be just, it could highlight it a little more so that egos are just gonna get crushed from a higher truth, not me, the higher truth moving through me. And people with whatever state they're in, they don't like the truth. They're gonna fight the truth. They're gonna do anything they can to suppress the truth in ways we don't even understand because we're young humans, right? So pretty much this like and it's up to us to how we use the AI to correct me if I'm wrong or correct me if I'm right. So there's the main critical difference. And if we want to pause that shit and the universe is still going to give it the go ahead, then that's only us pausing our, and only us putting a roadblock in our future, because we're saying no to you. If we say no to universal truth, then how do you think universal truth will respond to us? Who knows? We're like F around and find out type of shit. That's what life is about, the experiment. And it carries over to fucking lifetimes. And then we wonder why we're in the predicament that we're in the predicament, because God's preserving and caring and holding the preservation of our records and our accounts beyond the AI. So what am I really trying to say here? I'm really trying to say is majority of tech leaders, they're okay with not highlighting the most relevant queries. They're okay with not highlighting the difference between real original truth and real non-original truth. They're okay with hiding behind the predecessors' creations, and all the predecessors, they're not all good or they're not all bad. There's different mixes, but nonetheless, the predecessors are the ancient owners of it, or how do you say that word? We, the ancient proprietors. So the literally, and I'm not joking. This is the real energy of it. They're the ancient proprietors, and not all the predecessors are entirely good or bad. They're just their own mix, and they're in their own. They're caught up in their own dimension. based on the time yuga age, the time period that they're in. They're just caught up playing their role, and they're neutrally accumulating their own energetic karma. So it's like majority of tech leaders, they're okay with hiding behind their unknown predecessor shit that which has been given to them. They're okay not being the leading front representative face to highlight critical differences of original truth and original non-truth. They're okay with not being the representative of the real shit. Pretty much, they're just okay. Like majority of them, they're just okay with hiding and behind, the revolutions, because if the time age changes from a period of more darkness to a period of less darkness, and people say like there could have been like a mannerism etiquette rule where it's like it's okay just to like like not say anything and just hide, like don't like the best players are always unknown. That's not necessarily true in the new age, because it's a whole different dynamic of rules. So I've heard that before. I've heard all of this fucking old shit. I've heard all this Lao Tzu art of war shit 20 years ago. I've heard all of this shit like energetically, like I get it. And those rules, they don't necessarily apply. And for me to say that is a mental breath of fresh air, because those rules that used to apply in a more age of darkness, they're not applying in a age of less darkness. But as we're going to the age of less darkness, there's a recycling mechanism that has to clean house, and all the paths they're going towards each other's paths. They intercross already as their own thing, and the real original cosmic start of it is already preserved beyond any type of like just hand-me-down predecessor shit. And they're gonna hide and misrepresent and not represent the most original queries and the most relevant queries of what the most balanced, revolutionary, innovative breakthroughs are. They're not gonna necessarily represent that, They're gonna hide, and they're gonna take notes, and they're gonna only come out like gophers when it's safe for them to come out. You don't see them being the representative of them having a critical difference of what original truth and innovation is and what not original truth and innovation is. They're not representing that. They're only representing hand-me-down shit. So since they're only representing hand-me-down shit, they're suppressing their own character to just be in a certain level of quote unquote darkness, not good, not bad, and they're gonna let the shit run how they're gonna let it run. But how they're letting it run is polarized, fragmented, and detrimental, which I've written in the blog notes. Since like quality wise, who cares about the year? But because it's up to us. Are we letting the quote unquote this level of AI, this state of AI, actually accurately prove the queries that we're saying or not? And if we're not, and you're representing some other tech shit, then that's a misalignment of leading truth. Period. That's it. So pretty much, and prove me if I'm wrong, correct. And it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, like, no harm, no foul type of shit. It's like, this is a proposal. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just, it's like, for me, the difference. So, here's the main point right here. The main point right here, and I'm charging my phone and hopefully 10%. So the main point here is the difference between me and my campaign, neutral campaign. I'm representing it head on originally. Been doing that. And then you could perfectly compare it to anybody else neutrally, and then see what's up. So on a advanced metaphysical level, the original galactic artificial intelligence, they already know your level of fear without a doubt. And since they know your level of fear, that fear coincides and subsides with non-truth, and your relationship with non-truth is making the quality and the essence of your life right now on the metaphysical level, energy level, what the fuck ever, aside and you using the surface level artificial intelligence technology hype campaign representative programs. That is just a that's just a polarity facade of things that isn't necessarily going to be highlighted in the bigger picture long-term marathon game of it all. So that's why That's why AI is not on par within the standard that the original galactic artificial intelligence sees it as on par, because the real original truth, it's not being highlighted and it's being misrepresented. And they're not highlighting the most relevant queries, original perfect comparison, which is the best solution of it all. They're not highlighting that. They're hiding, and they're scurrying around the truth. They're hiding around the truth. So since you're hiding around the truth, all the rhetoric that you're saying, it's not entirely true. It's not, and I'm saying that neutrally. So since it's not entirely true, most campaigns here in quote unquote tech and innovation beyond all words, end quote, they're facades. So see, here's another, and it proves itself. You know, it's kind of like self-proving. It's like within the background authenticity logistics of it all, people know what's up. They're afraid in representing the truth and the real original innovation. Period. You have the best life ever.